My name is Tricia Baustien, and I work in the MCC Police Department as dispatch secretary / jack of all trades. I am from Manchester. I was born and bred here. My parents were born here, literally. My mother was born on Highland Street. My father was born on School Street. And literally, they weren't born in the hospital. They were born at home. And I got the job here in, my grandparents came here to work in the Cheney silk mills. And that's what, they got to know each other, and obviously, and we were all born here too. And in fact, just the other day, I found my birth certificate from Manchester Hospital when I was born, and it cost my mother and father $80.06 to have me. So we know now things have changed.
Wow, yeah.
And I got my job with the police department in 1998 when our college was small, and we were just a low building, and we still had East Campus at the time.
Right.
And we were we had that community. It was always a community feel, and that's what I really liked about the college.
Right.
Everybody seemed to know each other, instructors. There's no formality. I think that was the best part of this college. You just, no matter who you are, where you come from, or even your educational background, you're just treated like a regular person, and that you can be better.
Right.
And that's what this atmosphere really gave to me, and that I could grow and change and fit right in. And that's what the biggest thing has done for me.
So did you go to high school?
I went to Manchester High School. I graduated in 1966.
Right.
Yes, I did.
Wow. So you must have known a little bit about the college, but was there a specific reason why you came to apply for a job here at MCC?
Well, originally I had a two-family house on Orchard Street here in town, and my tenant was Claire Henson, who was Dr. Dobby's secretary, and she of course spoke well of the college.
Right.
And then I had two kids at the time, and I needed a job at that time there was a lot of part-time jobs here, and I was always interested in it. But then I came to the college when they had the cafeteria. They needed a cook, and that's where I began. And then I got to know everyone, and then the job in the police department came up, and that's how I came into the college.
So when the job in the police department came up, what was it like? What was the hiring process like? Who did you meet with? Who did you talk to before they hired you for the job?
At that time, of course, it was the search committee too, and it was Lieutenant Moriarty, and Gerald Dickens was on that committee too. Judy Johnson, who at the time whose secretary was she? Yeah, who? Come on, Chuck.
One of the deans?
Yeah, but I can't remember again.
I can see it too.
Yeah.
It wasn't Tom because that was Dot.
Right.
Was she Jim McDowell? No.
I have to pass.
Could have been.
Debbie Wilson.
Judy was a personal friend of mine.
But before Debbie, she worked for somebody because she was down, in the business office
I think it was
section.
Jim McDowell, yeah.
And she was on that search committee. And
Okay.
Judy Johnson, in the long run, it's a small world too, which relates to the college, had gone to school with my sister Nancy. So it just is it branches out. And then even as you work here, other people knew I have two sisters, and branches out into the same. They'd meet me through my office, and they'd say, "Oh, I went to school with your sister," or my brother-in-laws, because both my brother-in-laws I've known since I was 14 years old, because the generation that they came from, my sisters, they met them, they didn't date anyone else, and then they got married. And they had kids, so it's all that.
Yeah.
They're like brothers to me, too, so it's that same connection, too.
Right. Wow. So what was your first impression of the college once you got that job? I know you talked a little bit about the kind of feeling around here of everybody kind of being friendly, but anything else that you could tell us?
That's a big part of it, though, the community feeling. I felt then. I think now, I don't know, now I don't want to say that. It's different. Things change.
Well,
we're big.
It's bigger now, right. Yeah.
And you don't know, in fact, you don't get to know them. Like, I knew you and Leslie Brown.
Right.
And and those other ladies that were in the office right across from us. Oh, what's her name? She was an art teacher. And Dorothy, yep.
Yeah.
And she brought me sand from Hawaii. That's just the kind of people they were.
Right.
And I will say then, too, in the police department, when I first worked there, I couldn't get over the food that they would always bring to the police department.
Right.
Because if you helped them, that's how they paid you back.
Right.
We never lacked for cookies, candy, cake.
Right.
It would be everywhere.
Right.
That has since changed a lot, though. They retired. Those people retired. But there was always that sense, too. I think that's the biggest thing. But it teaches you so much more of, the other thing I felt the college has given me is my voice. It's given me the permission to speak my mind about how I feel, and my opinions are my opinions. And I'm okay with when I give you my opinion. Whereas when I first came to work here, I was much more, you better not say it, but the college makes you feel okay. Right. That if that's your opinion and that's how you feel, you have a right to voice it. Right. And there's a way to also voice it and communicate it. Right. My communication definitely got better. Yeah. Because in my job, I have to know how to communicate when I can't disrupt a class because your mother wants to drop off your keys. You learn how to communicate. Mm-hmm. You get a lot of that, too. Yeah. And in emergency situations, too. I've handled a lot of those here at the college. And I've been able to do it on my own. As dispatch, you do a lot on your own and dispatch it out. Right. And the confidence that comes with that. Right. And then it strengthens you to feel better about yourself. And you do want to go to class. You really start to feel like you can be more than what you are. Right. And that's the biggest thing I think the college has done for me.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I think you're right, though. The college values everybody's input.
Yes, even if you're different.
Right. Even if, no matter what the situation is, the college has always had this kind of open.
Exactly. And I just had a conversation the other day with a couple of friends of mine, and they were talking about the different ethnic groups and the gay community and so forth. And I said, it's nothing new to me, because our college is such a mix that they're people. I don't see them as different or. That's the other thing that the college has definitely instilled upon me, as I guess it's a feeling too, that we are all of the same. Right. And if you're different, it's still okay.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
It has taught me a lot with all that ethnic stuff.
You're right. It's a whole culture here at the college, and so
we
meet everybody, we interact with everybody, and so nothing seems different to us. That's why
because when you're raised here, and I was raised in an Irish, Scottish, German background, and this town was really small, and we didn't have maybe one or two ethnic background people in this town. So you have a different perspective from that. Right. But once you grow up and you're into the college, everybody's okay.
Yeah, right.
And it gives you that sense.
Oh, that's great. What's your image of the college in general, as far as what it's doing for students and how students are being successful either in a career or transferring? What's your general image?
Oh, I really sound like I'm getting paid off to tote this college. I wonder, is the check at the door?
Yeah.
As far as this college, as far education, and making people better, this college is what it's all about. And I know from my own two kids have come to this college too, and they got exactly what they needed to move on to a university. Right. And they have since told me, because now they're older, but even when they were younger, they said, nope, MCC and the instructors gave me what I needed to progress into the university. And so, and it's not, and then through my student workers, we've had many student workers go on to be successful with the police, troopers, and one I believe now works with the Capitol Police.
You're working with mainly criminal justice students.
I get a mix sometimes now, but I used to just be strictly criminal justice. That's correct. Right. And they've all gone on to be successful troopers, or they work in towns. Or I just had one, was it 2 years ago? He had gone to work for the Department of Corrections, and he needed a background and so forth. And he applied for the Enfield Police Department and got the job.
Oh, nice.
So our students are successful with what we give them here.
Yeah, that's great.
In fact, I don't know any that didn't, Andy.
Yeah.
In this college now, compared to when I first started, even to now, it's state of the art. There's something for everybody between the online classes, or if you want to go into the medical field, or EMT,
A lot of things.
motorcycle.
Right. How about any kind of things, significant events or programs that stand out to you that were really important here at the college?
Well, they're all important.
Yeah. Well, true. I shouldn't say it that way. But stand out a little bit more above the others, you know?
You know which one that really stands out the most to me?
Yeah.
Graduation.
That's nice.
I know it seems like,
That's nice.
isn't that what everybody does?
Yeah.
But for me, I've seen, because I usually have like 3 and 4 work study students.
Yeah.
So I see them transform when they first come and grow up and they mature. And then when you see them graduate, it's such an uplifting feeling.
Yeah.
And they're so happy that they've accomplished that. And then I feel like I'm graduating with them.
Right.
Because you're so happy for them.
Yeah. 'Cause
They
you
have
work
this,
with them, you get to know them. You're right.
and you
Boy.
see them when they come to. They don't have much of a voice. They're very quiet. They
Right.
do. I'm not sure. And then you watch them settle down and grow up
Yeah.
and ask questions, and then they graduate, and they're so happy to graduate. After graduation, I think we have a lot of great events. I mean, I'm not saying
Yeah.
that. Our art shows,
I agree with
they're
you.
great too. Our wine auction, I volunteer for the wine
Right.
auction. I've been doing that for 16 years.
Right.
And to me, that's another transforming event. And it benefits, everybody and how many students.
More
And
money for scholarships.
and so we kind of give back. That's I volunteer to give back.
Right.
There's not much else I really can do, so you give back in that respect. And it's such a transforming night, and I've met a lot of people that way too.
Yeah.
And that's an uplifting,
Right.
even in these times now. Times are different now.
Yeah.
This economy and stuff.
I mean, they still raise a lot
And
of
we
money.
still keep going, and we still keep growing.
Yeah, it's amazing to me.
And it's big.
Right.
And, it's like, every time now we have a dental assistant, you're like, what? When people ask, does the college have this class? I was like, are you kidding me? They got everything.
It's almost like, what don't we have? Because we've got
That's how we've gone now. I agree with you there, too.
Let me ask you about
Go.
either colleagues or maybe some individual students that really left a lasting impression on you. Anybody that comes to mind?
Well, colleagues-wise, I really have to give a shout-out to Gerald Dickens. He was a building grounds officer.
Right.
And I first met Gerald when I came to work in the cafeteria here at the college. And he was always so helpful and so even and, kind, helpful. And it always, for him and I have been friends ever since, just for the way he is. And it wasn't really just me. It's, everybody in the college loved Gerald because of his demeanor, his quiet demeanor.
Yeah.
He just would help you.
I agree.
And now that he's retired, that's a big miss. It's a big miss. Because it's different, it's different when people retire.
Right. It is.
Colleagues and who else? I don't want to get into them now
Any
because
students-
things are different now.
Any students that were standouts in your career here?
I know so many students, but they're all successful now. Like I told you, when they leave here, they go usually to the university, and next thing I know, the state troopers want them, Capitol Police want them. Those are big deal jobs for them.
Anything funny that happened that you could...
I know, I
share
heard
with
you
us?
at
Funny
the other
experience,
lady, and
yeah.
I was thinking, is there anything funny in my
Yeah.
apartment? It's not too funny anymore.
Hmm.
No.
No? Okay.
Oh, yeah, you want to talk about something funny, but I don't think President Glickman's going to think it's funny.
Oh, know what you're going to tell me.
But I don't think we should do that. But think about it, Andy. Could we have planned that better?
No.
Honest to God, they had fixed that alarm the day before, never had a problem. We go through Thursday, 5 of 6. And couldn't
Right.
shut it off.
Too bad, I know.
But in a way, though, isn't that how life in college is, though? Expect the unexpected and do the best you can with it. Right?
Right.
The VIP still course, she wasn't happy. Everybody else just, isn't that truly how life is?
Yeah.
Jobs are.
Yeah.
Were you guys always up on the first level of here? Somehow I thought they were in the basement at one point, no?
When I first came to work here, my office was in L125, which is transitional now.
Oh, yeah.
That suite of rooms.
Down the hall, yeah.
Yeah, Lieutenant Moriarty.
Yeah.
And then the officers did have an office down in the basement.
That's what it was, yeah.
And then you guys.
Because, you know, our office always had just like the desk, me, and then
Right.
the lieutenant always had an office. And then in 2000, after the expansion, we moved up here to
Right.
where I am now.
Dispatch, and then across the hall for all the officers.
Yeah, is Director Gibbons, and
Right.
then a Master Sergeant is across, and then the officers have an office. Up until then, they kind of always, they never really had an office.
Yeah.
So that was nice. I thought that
Yeah.
was, it's got breathing
Have
space
all
over there.
yeah. All right, anything else that you think you'd like to add as far as your experience
Okay.
here, your sense of MCC?
I pretty much summed it
Yeah,
up.
you did a great job. I love the fact that you say graduation is the best program. Cause I
It
agree
is,
with you
it's
so
the
much.
culmination
There's
of
so much to see at
the
graduation.
fire alarm going off, and then it stops.
Right.
And you move on.
Right.
It's that whole thing.
Yeah.
And they're so excited because I get in my office, we have cake,
Right.
it's like the old days. We have the cake,
Right.
That's what it reminds me of too.
Yes, the old days.
Yeah. Although Leslie, sometimes she comes by, she still leaves us cookies. Yeah. Because you guys, that's what you did.
Yeah. Well, we were smaller then, so everybody really knew each other more.
The sense of camaraderie
Yeah.
was much
Right.
stronger.
Right.
And that all changed too, even after 2003 retirement.
Right.
That seemed to take the rest of you guys.
Right.
And now you have the change up, and when they come to my office for parking permits, it's like, I give them the permit, it's like you never see them, you don't know who they are anymore.
Right.
It's like different faces or your names,
so
you go
big
like,
now,
who's
yeah.
that?
It's so big, yeah.
And now, because I'm older, they come and I go, and that's, can I have a faculty sticker? And I'll go like, are you a student?
You don't believe it? Yeah, you don't believe it. They look too young. I know.
Are you a student? Oh, no, I teach math. I'm a teacher. Oh, now I know I'm old.
Oh, my God.
Because they look like they're 16.
Thank you, Tricia.
You're welcome.